Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's doing well. Happy New Year. Are you a new mom that is struggling or thinking about sleep training your child, and you see all these different videos and methods of how to sleep train your child? If so, please stay tuned, because in this video I am going to show you or talk about the things that work for me when I was sleep training my children. So without further ado, let's get into it. But first, I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to remind you that if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And for those of you who have already subscribed to my channel, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for joining me in this journey. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I do have some notes here because there is a lot to talk about. And one, I don't want this video to be super long. And two, I want to make sure that I have everything by sequence. So when should you start sleep training your child? So I would say that you should start sleep training your child at 3 months. And I think that would be a really good time to start, only because, you know, when they're younger, if you're breastfeeding, they're feeding on demand. So you can't really start a routine with them, a sleep routine, because they're not ready. They're going to be waking up whenever they're hungry. And because they're new to this world and they're trying to figure things out, it's a little harder to sleep train them. Or even if they're drinking their bottle, you know that they're going to wake up fuzzy or what have you in the first 3 months. So I started at 3 months. And here are the 5 things I checked off before I put her to sleep. So the first one was I bathe her, little warm water, bathe her. Second was I fed her, make sure that she's well fed, she's full in her belly. And then third, I swaddled her. Make sure that you have a really nice swaddle. They sell some inexpensive swaddles in, I think in Amazon. I think that's where I used to get them. I will try to I'll put the link below of the one that I have or had. And then I would make sure that her bedroom was dark enough. I always keep night lights in their bedrooms, but it is dark so that she knows, well, now it's nighttime and it's dark, so now I have to go to sleep. And then lastly, I still to this day do white noise. You can do any type of white noise that would help them just relax and sleep, but I always opted for rain. So my son, my daughter, myself, we all have white noise, and it's always the rain noise, and that just soothes them. So these are my sleep essentials. I don't do anything crazy. I mean, I also read a lot. I've also saw a lot of videos, and a lot of the techniques that these women use are great. But again, not everything is going to work with your son or daughter. And some of them are extremely complicated. One really important thing to note when you're sleep training your baby is consistency. You have to make sure that you do the same exact steps every single night so that your baby knows that this is their new routine now. Believe me, it will work for you. I don't know how long it's going to take because every single baby is different. You might have to tweak some things here and there, but it will work for you. Now, I've heard a lot about the cry it out method. If that works for you and it's something that you want to try, do it. Do whatever works for you. However, I do not believe in the cry it out method. I actually strongly dislike the cry it out method. And to be honest with you, before I started sleep training my first child, I remember all I saw was videos about how, oh, cry it out method, just let them cry, and in 4 nights or whatever, your baby will be fast asleep. And I thought, that's pretty cool. I mean, if you let them cry, they probably cry for like, what, 3 minutes maybe, because they're so tired, and then they'll fall asleep. Even my pediatrician was like, let them cry and they'll be fine. And I was like, okay. But then I read an article that said, and I'm just going to tell you the story really fast. I read an article that said that these 2 people, I don't remember where, it was a long time ago, but these 2 people they went somewhere with their church to volunteer. It's a third world country, and they decided to volunteer, and they were all going to orphanages. When this gentleman walked into this orphanage, he noticed something weird. He noticed that it was awfully quiet. He walked in there, and because there was a bunch of babies, like it was a baby ward, he didn't understand why it was extremely quiet when he walked in there. So he decided to ask the person that worked there, why is it so quiet in here? If you guys have so many babies, there should be crying, it should be loud. And her reply is what made me change my mind about the cry it out method. She said, these babies do cry at the beginning, and it's not verbatim because I don't really remember the article, but that stuck with me. These babies do cry at the beginning. They cry and they cry and they cry. However, they stop crying after a while because they realize and they notice that no one is coming. So babies are super smart. They realize nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to your aid. That broke my heart because I never wanted my children to cry and to feel like nobody's coming. So I don't believe in the cried out method. I never tried it. I don't believe in it. And it's for that reason and reason alone. If your child is crying, it's because they need you. Think about they're brand new to this world. You are all they know. They've been in you for 9 months. You know, they smell you. They know your smell. They love your arms. They want to be with you. So I could not see myself hearing my baby cry. And I know you as a mother hear your baby cry and your heart just cringes because you want to run to your baby. So, I mean, again, if it works for you, that's great, but it doesn't work for me. It's not something that I wanted to try. I never wanted to hear my baby cry and me sit there nervous and cry myself just to hear my baby cry because they need you. My baby needed me. So never try that. I heard my baby cry. I will run to her immediately. I will cradle her. I will hug her, make her feel safe. And after a couple moments, I will put her down. Sometimes it worked. She will go back to sleep because all she needed was a hug or whatever. And sometimes it didn't. But again, there's thousands of methods out there that everybody talks about, and you have to try what is best for you. I did whatever was best for me, and it worked for me. It didn't take me long. My daughter was very easy to sleep train because I was consistent. Now for naps, like I said before, I just made sure that I did almost the same thing minus the bath. I wanted to keep the bath for the evening because that's something that relaxes them. So I did like the feeding, changing their diaper, putting them in the swaddle, and then putting them in their crib where they're going to sleep for nighttime, turning on their noise, and then make sure that it's bright. Walked out. They will wake up and do the same thing, just do the same routine. And then the evening, the only thing that you're adding in the evening, it's making sure that the room is dark with a nightlight and that you're bathing them. That's basically it. Try to keep things as simple as possible so that you don't overwhelm yourself, and in turn your baby feels that you're overwhelmed and then they feel overwhelmed. I hope this all makes sense. I know sometimes I tend to go out of topic and just be all over the place, but I really hope all this makes sense. I even tried to write some notes, but I don't know what happens. I go off topic a lot of the times. But anyway, that is what worked for me when I try to sleep train my child. Again, always do what works for you and what feels right to you, but always try to keep it as simple as possible. Remember that we have so many things going on when we have a brand new baby that this is an important one, and it can get really frustrating, but keeping it simple, just going down the list and, kind of checking off what you need to do, it will help tremendously because you will be calm, your baby will be calm, and in no time, your baby will be sleep trained and you will be much happier. My baby, I remember it didn't take me that long to sleep train her, and then she slept through the night and I was so happy. Now, bedtime is really, really important. I put my baby to sleep at 6:30 in the evening, and she slept through the night. Routines are great. I know a lot of parents don't believe in routines, but that's what works for them. Always do what works for you and your baby. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe and join me in this journey. And I guess that's it for this first video of the new year. So till next time, thank you so much. Bye.